Before the sun rose above the red earth of her father's kingdom, the palace was already awake. Drums spoke from the outer courtyard. Maidens
Moved through the long corridors carrying brass bowls of water scented with leaves. The smell of roasted yam, palm oil, and wood smoke drifted into the princess's chamber. But ARELEWA sat by the carved window without touching her breakfast.
Beyond the palace walls, the kingdom stretched wide and proud beneath the sky. Farmlands, groves of Iroko trees, shrines, compounds, and warriors' quarters. It was a kingdom ruled by fear and order, by the firm hand of her father, a king whose word was
Law, and whose enemies spoke his name in lowered voices. Yet to ARELEWA, he was simply Baba. Princess, if you keep staring outside like that, the sun itself will grow jealous of your face. The sun has more important things to do than envy me. Not this week. This week, all the world must envy you. You are to be married. At those words, the room seemed to grow smaller. Married. It was a word she had heard all her life, spoken over her cradle, over festival meals, over political meetings held in the king's inner chamber.
She had been promised, from childhood, to Prince Ayu of the neighboring kingdom. Their fathers had built peace with that promise.
What might have been war became alliance. What might have been blood became bride price and celebration.
As children, she and Ayu had played beneath the same trees when their fathers visited one another. He had once woven her a ring from a palm frond and slipped it onto
her finger with a grin, declaring himself her husband before either of them understood what marriage meant. She had kept that ring for years. She had kept the memory even longer. Now, with the wedding only days away, her heart should have been full. Instead, it was troubled. Ayu's last few messages had been brief, almost cold. He no longer sent playful words, no pressed flower, no joke from childhood, no promise of how he longed to see her.
Every message spoke only of preparations, duty, timing, escort, elders, ceremonies. Duty.
ARELEWA rose slowly as another girl entered the chamber carrying of coral beads. Behind her came Adun, beautiful Adun, faithful Adun. Adun, who had shared ARELEWA's laughter, secrets, combs, oils, tears, and prayers since girlhood. Still thinking of him? Obvious? To me, yes. You have loved him since you were a little girl. When you become his wife, 2 kingdoms will bow to your name. I do not want kingdoms to bow. I only want peace. Peace. Of course.
The king entered without warning, as kings often did. The women dropped low at once. ARELEWA's father was dressed in rich cloth, heavy beads resting over his chest. Age had not weakened him. He still carried himself like a storm that had learned the shape of a man.
My daughter.
And his face softened. Only for her did it ever do that. He stepped toward her and placed a hand on her head.
In a few days, you will leave this palace as a bride.
I will not fail you, Baba.
I know.
His eyes lingered on her face as though he feared time might steal it. Then he looked at Adun.
See that she lacks nothing.
Yes, Kabiesi.
When he was gone, silence filled the room. Amope resumed folding cloth. Adun stared at the coral beads around ARELEWA's throat.
For one brief moment, something dark and hungry flickered in her eyes.
It vanished so quickly that ARELEWA wondered if she had imagined it.
Outside, the drums changed rhythm. Inside,
the princess touched the beads at her neck and told herself she was happy. But somewhere deep in her spirit, trouble had already begun.